Jason Statham stars in a brand new film written by Sylvester Stallone, directed by David Ayer, so it has, all the vibes and all the makings of being the next best dad action film, and it basically kind of is, at least for 2025 so far. What's going on, buddy? Welcome back to a brand new movie review. Today we're discussing A Working Man. This is your typical FX action film you're going to find on in the middle of the day when you're chilling in the hotel, and you're going to turn off your brain and barely pay attention to it, but enjoy it for what it is, because A Working Man is a turn your brain off type of enjoyable film. It's not one that blew my mind. It's not one that breaks new ground, but it is one that I enjoyed for, again, what it is. If you like David Ayer, if you like Jason Statham action films, or if you like films that are written by Sylvester Stallone, this is basically going to be up your game. But if you don't know what A Working Man is about, well, it's about a guy who left his profession behind to work construction and be a good dad to his daughter. But when a local girl vanishes, he's asked to return to the skills that made him a mythic figure in the shadowy world of counterterrorism. It's basically fucking Taken, I guess, from that description, but I don't know. I just went into this wanting to turn my brain off and get a good, solid dad action film, and that's about what I got. It's not perfect. I don't even want to say this is a good made movie, but this is a solid made movie, and one that I'll probably forget about. But if someone asked me, I'd probably say, yeah, it was enjoyable for what it was. So definitely leave your thoughts down below. Hit that like and subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get straight into this review. So first off, my pro, Jason Statham. If he's in an action movie, he's going to pull off the goods. He's going to be a badass. And that's about it. He's intimidating. Every role I've ever seen him in, the dude just scares the shit out of everyone. And second, he's badass as hell. And in here, he's badass. Any of the dialogue moments, any of the monologues, he just pulls off in spades. No matter how bad the dialogue is, he is able to nail those. And that's like one thing that, again, I very much mentioned Taken. He very much is doing the Taken kind of thing here. And I liked seeing him in this role. I thought it was badass. I liked the way that he uses weapons. Put that on the poster, MGM. I like the way that he uses weapons. I genuinely mean that. The way he uses a shotgun, the way that he uses an M1 Garand, all sorts of things like that. He's enjoyable for what it is. I also want to give a shout out to the rest of the cast. I will say I found David Harbour was a little bit underused in here. I think there could have been a cool way to use the character Gunny in here, but he was nice for what it was. I actually think Ariana Rivas, the girl that he's going after, is a pretty solid actress, and I liked her in here. Michael Pena is also good too. For the most part, everyone's basically he ends up getting mixed up with some Russian mafia mob, and they're the typical Russian mobs that you see in almost every other action film. You go to this film for the performances. You don't go to this film because of those. You go to this film because of the action. And for me, when I go and see an action movie, there's basically two things I look for. One, is the action entertaining? And two, can I actually tell what the fuck is going on in the action? And in here, it's not highly stylized. It's not John Wick. It's not filming at all angles. It's not pulling off oneers. It's not doing anything super unique, but it's enjoyable. And it gets you in, and it's intense, and it keeps you on edge, and that's about it. Nothing too memorable here, but they are solid action scenes and ones that I did enjoy. And for me, if your action is solid, then you basically have already a one-up above most other action films. And I can say that David Ayer, I think, again, just knows how to shoot dad films. He knows how to shoot these gung-ho military shooters. A lot of his films are very much like this, and I like the way that he uses the boots to the ground type of approach here, especially within the hand-to-hand combat. The gun firing was good too, but the hand-to-hand was the thing that really impressed me, specifically just from the opening one. I was like, oh, okay. I like the usage and the creative ways that he uses different scenarios and settings. I think for me, that's why David Ayer works in this. This is why The Beekeeper was enjoyable for what it was, and this is why A Working Man is also enjoyable for what it was. Action design's not going to blow you away. The set design, the cinematography, the gun firing, the shots, again, none of this is breaking new ground. And that's one thing I really want to explain here, is that I can enjoy the action, I can enjoy the film for what it is, because I did overall like the kind of story that he's going for. It's typical. I like just seeing Jason Statham intimidate Russian guys and use different weapons at all of his usages to save this girl. But on the contrary to that, you ask me what's cool, what's unique about this movie. If you're going to spend your hard-earned cash on a ticket, I can't say, oh, this is the must-see. Go spend $25 on a ticket. because it doesn't break new ground. And that's one thing I really want to emphasize. This is not the next John Wick. This is not the next Mad Max. And it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't supposed to be. It's a smaller action film that just is there to provide entertainment. And that's okay to get movies like that. I think we need more movies like this. Novocaine was also another awesome action film that if you didn't get to see, again, that film didn't break totally new ground, but it had a really cool concept to it. Working Man doesn't really have any of that. It's basically a Working Man. Generic, awesome, fun, just kind of depends on the dude you're talking to. And I kind of like how that title establishes the same way of how this film is made. I know I might sound a little bit like more like, oh, really? Should I even go see this? I'm tired, but also second, like, I just want to really explain and let you understand that, like, what this type of movie is. I do not want people coming to me in the comment section saying, like, you sold me this amazing picture. No, this is just a fun action movie. And that's all I needed it to be. What I will say is that there are a couple of things that I do think hold this film back from being like, man, highly recommend. That was an awesome, solid 90-minute action film, which is that. 90 minutes. Why the hell is this thing almost 2 hours? The pacing is sometimes really rough. There was one point I checked my phone where it felt like he was already getting to the point of finding this girl, and we were only 40 minutes into the movie. And I swore we could have been at least an hour and 10. So first off, I found the pacing to be pretty lacking in here. Second, and I've already mentioned this, the dialogue is basically atrocious. It's so bad that it's so good at times, and sometimes it's so bad that it's cringy at times. Sometimes even some of the moments and certain selective things that happen, you kind of just roll your eyes at as well. It could have been better. It could have been worse. But personally, for me, I think the script is a big letdown on this film, specifically coming from Sylvester Stallone. Third, the last thing that really holds this film back from being anything very much special was just some of, like, the choices. Like, I'm going to explain two different things. Like, it feels like this film is just dumb sometimes, and I get it. Maybe it's supposed to be dumb, but first off, like, he buys meth at one point. Don't ask why. If you see the movie, you'll understand why. And it's blue. Now, I've never bought meth, but I've watched Breaking Bad. Was that supposed to be like a reference to Breaking Bad? Like, I don't think meth's blue. Let me Google it right now. Actually, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna Google is meth blue. Is meth blue? I just want to know, is meth blue? Watch, I'm gonna have someone come up. Is blue meth a real thing? Guys, I actually genuinely need to look at this. Okay. Meth is generally colorless or white. Okay, so that had to have been a Breaking Bad reference. I'm just saying. Again, maybe I'm wrong. I'm just looking at like one website, but whatever. My wife's gonna think I'm doing meth now. Whatever. Second, there's like logical things in here that just make me go, wait, you're supposed to be this like super trained soldier and you are hiding a big fucking truck. Right here. There's a scene where he's spying on someone. And I fucking shit you not. I get it. The production was probably super small, the soundstage, wherever they were. But the truck is barely hidden behind anything. Like, no shit you're going to be seen. I thought that was terrible. And that moment alone, like, honestly almost lost me if it wasn't for the third act and how awesome the third act is. Just going to put that right out there. But A Working Man is an FX action movie for your dad. If you're a dad, you're probably going to like this. If you like FX random action films, you're probably going to like this. I will never buy this movie. I will never watch this movie on streaming again. But if I ever was in a hotel, which happens a lot, and I'm just chilling and I'm flipping through the channels and it comes up on FX or any of those random generic cable channels, I will probably put it on and enjoy it for what it is. This is not a great movie. This is not a good movie. This is a solid movie that is fun. And if you want a fun movie this weekend, go watch A Working Man. If this review does not sound like anything that you would want to enjoy, do not go see this movie. It's a mixed bag, I think, overall for me personally, but I had fun and I got to turn my brain off. So with all that said, I'm going to give A Working Man a C. Thank you so much again, guys, for watching. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Comment down below your guys' thoughts. And of course, until next time, stay classy.